So, there's been a lot of misinformation about your party's, registration with the Electoral Commission. Everyone's saying that they had to nominate a leader when they registered. I have looked into it, good old ChatGPT, I guess, and further research. They don't have to have a leader when they register a party. But if they don't have a leader, they have to have a treasurer and nominating officer, both of which they have in addition to a leader per the registration. This is not a required move. It is a fuck you to the grassroots of your party, which unfortunately are not being listened to and are being denigrated, as which happened with Labour. So this is just a Labour 2.0 as far as I'm concerned. Zara Sultana has been sidelined. But yeah, they should have registered it without a leader and a treasurer and nominating officer. I also hate their choice of nominating officer because Adnan Hussein is a socially conservative landlord and a transphobe. So if he doesn't want a pro-trans person to stand as an MP for your party, all he does is refuse to sign a bit of paper or a form, and they can't stand for the party. So the transphobes were having a great time now to hearing that about joining the party. But it seems that this small circle Jeremy Corbyn has with this independent alliance and his allies from his Labour days are circling control on everything. You don't see Zara Sultana's name on very much at all. She's doing a lot of campaigning for your party and she's still in the sphere, but she's not in this clique, which is exactly what she was complaining about to begin with. The only valid option that actually has a grassroots that get to vote on stances on the EU, stances on NATO, its stances on who the leader, voting on who the leader would be, specifically voting on its policies, voting on its committees, voting on its officer groups, like the head of the LGBTQ plus Greens or the Young Greens or whatever it may be. The Green Party is the only valid left option and the only valid grassroots party in British politics. Thinking any different, I will not agree with you. Perhaps one of the smaller parties in Wales or Scotland, I don't know as much about them, or or Wales or Scotland, I would say I'm not 100% sure. But the only good left option in England is the Green Party. Your party is becoming Labour too. It is being run by similar people who were around the place when Jeremy was leader of the Labour Party. It has socially conservative transphobes in it that are nominating the MPs. It has sidelined Zara, who founded it. It refuses to say its stance on the European Union, and I doubt that's because it wants to ask members, because Jeremy Corbyn is a raging Eurosceptic. Yes, he voted Remain, but we know he doesn't like the EU. Whereas the Greens are clear, they're very pro-EU, they're very pro-globalisation, and they want to join. They want to rejoin the EU or improve the relationship and maybe join the single market. Equally on the same footing with the Lib Dems, but Lib Dems we hate because they're neoliberalism. But, they have no clear stance on the EU, neither does Jeremy. They have no clear stance on NATO, which Jeremy has been all over the place with. The Greens have a clear stance on NATO. That has been misinformed that people think they don't. Previously, the Greens were absolute about wanting to leave NATO. It then since put, I believe, to the membership. This was before I was a member, so we're talking about a year ago. Put to the membership about NATO. So the policy that the party is running with, regardless of individual MPs and leadership's beliefs on the matter, the party's platform is, per the grassroots members, is to remain in NATO and reform it from within. And because of the strong grassroots within the Green Party, leaders can't dictate policy. They can only suggest policies to vote for, I guess. I'm not 100% sure on that. But the members choose the policy. Your party, not the case. Your party already has a member chosen for it, whether it's temporary or not. It has socially conservative nominating officer. Jeremy Corbyn's ilk is one of his allies. as the treasurer, and also it has £885,000 in assets already, which I think is quite suspicious for a new party, quite frankly. And it's very clear that they've said assets and not funds. So these aren't just membership fees, these are concrete assets. So I do wonder as to what those are. That's quite a lot, I find, for a new starting out party. So yeah, I am so happy I decided to stick with the Greens, and I would vote Green if there was an election tomorrow without any hesitancy. So hashtag back Zach, who's obviously the leader, at Green Party forever. But yeah, I am a strong Green member every day of the week.